continue to not be first?
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
I'm from McCART IFL TV, and I've got to say I'm delighted to be joined by Filip Hrgovic. My first time interviewing you, Filip, so I'm excited about it. How are you?
First, but not last.
Well, I hope so, because there's talks. You've got big fights ahead of you now, so hopefully I can get in the mix and interview about them. Obviously, you're the IBF mandatory for Usyk. And before we talk about that, I just want to go back to your last couple of performances, because you faced two southpaws, and there's been critics and how you performed in these last two fights. I just want to get your opinion and your thoughts on these people that have doubts that you could beat Usyk, the critics, that is.
Man, if I knock them out both in one round, there will be critics. You know, there's always critics. But that's life and that's boxing. Even Jesus had critics and he was crucified, but he was perfect. You know, he was God.
Amen to that. Amen, definitely.
But look. I agree. I didn't have a great performance. I think I can do much better. You know, with the Zhang fight, like you maybe heard, my dad passed away like a few months before the fight, and I changed coach in that period. So I had a really hard time, and I was not feeling so good. And but I beat him. It was like unanimous decision. And then a few months later, he boxed with Joe Joyce, and he destroyed Joe Joyce. So that later you can see that my performance was not so bad. You know, on the first sight it was like bad performance, but later when you see Joyce fighting Zhang, you know, then you can see that my performance was solid. You know, and but of course I feel I can do better. And with Dempsey McKean, I didn't fight for. I had a 1 year layoff. You know, I broke my nose in the sparring like 2 weeks before the fight, and he was holding a lot in that fight. He didn't let me throw my hands, and referee was bad. I think referee should give him 1 or 2 points deduction. So when you consider all these things, you know, I'm satisfied with my performances and with the place where I am at now. And I'm 16-0, undefeated. I'm 30 years young and the best. So I have, you know, like 5 or 10 very good years in front of me.
Well, listen, like you said, you beat Zhang on your record, and you beat Dempsey McKean. Now, that is you fulfilled your final eliminator. You're next in line for Usyk. Eddie Hearn last week said that he expects the IBF to call for the fight to be made. That was last week. I don't know if you've heard of anything from the IBF yet. Are we going to hear some news that is going to be the fight next for Usyk?
Look, they issued a letter even before my fight, like few weeks before my fight. They issued a letter that the winner of me against McKean and Usyk against Dubois will fight for the IBF title. So they already issued a letter before, and now we are waiting them to hear from them to call for that fight. You know, they still didn't order that fight, and we're waiting. I think every day we should hear from them. You know, to call the mandatory, and that's what we are waiting for.
Obviously, like, there's a lot of emphasis now for this undisputed. A lot of the fans are calling for this Tyson Fury and Usyk. We all want to see it, and I've read some of that. You're saying I'm not stepping aside, no matter how much money. I mean, everyone's got a price. Do you have a price, or you just no way you're not stepping aside? Do you want a shot at that world title?
no step aside, man. They had so much time to organize unification. They didn't do. And Fury, in this situation, he's fighting Nogano. So he's showing that he's not interested in unification. He's not maybe interested to box anymore. He's a strange guy. Uh, so they had like so many time to schedule that unification. They didn't do so. Probably both of them, in one way, they don't want to do that. And now is my turn. I'm a mandatory. So if you don't fight for unification, and they can't fight because Fury has his fight scheduled already. What if he get knocked out by Nogano? So they can't call unification if he have scheduled fights. So they should follow the rules, and they should fight the mandatories, and I'm next in the line. So no step aside. Maybe if gonna be some, I don't know, crazy amount, but I don't feel like it's gonna be, and I feel like I can beat Usyk, and I can fight for undisputed championship of the world, and I can make much more than this step aside deal. It should be like some crazy amount, but I don't want to accept any step aside. I feel, like I said, I feel like I can beat Usyk, and I can make much more if I beat Usyk.
I'm glad you said that. You think that you can beat Usyk. Now, a lot of fighters and a lot of media guys and pundits, everyone's thinking now the way to beat Usyk is to make it rough and go to his body. He seems to be very, very weak to the body. So that being said, Filip, how do you beat Usyk then? How do you go in there and beat somebody who's undefeated? He's beating everyone in front of him, even up at heavyweight. How do you beat him?
I think I have the best qualities to beat him because I'm fast enough for heavyweight, and I can throw a lot of punches. With Zhang, on my bad night, I throw like nearly 800 punches. It's a lot for a heavyweight. So I'm fast enough, and I have good chin. He can't knock me out. And I'm big puncher. So I think I have enough, stamina to throw a lot of punches, because you just need to push him back and throw a lot of punches and make him trouble. When you see Dubois, when he let he hands go, he made him troubles. He's a big guy, throwing punches, throwing right hand and left hook. Usyk don't like that. So, and like you said, you need to go to the body. I think I go to the body a lot, and I'm a good, body puncher. And but there's no, I think there's no so much tactics or some smart game plan. You just need to go there and push him back and throw a lot of punches and go in a war with him, because he can't go into the war with big guys. Joshua was on the center of the ring. He boxed with him. He didn't push him back. Dubois as well. Dubois didn't throw enough punches. So I think someone who don't respect him and who gonna go there and throw punches with mean intentions, that can beat him. So we'll see. I just want to get my shot, and I'm confident. We'll see what happens.
Obviously, you mentioned Dubois' performance there. Now, obviously, the big talking point with Dubois' performance was the low blow. Was it a low blow, Filip? Was it?
I don't know. I had interview before, and I said I can't tell. I'm not sure. When you see the photos and when you see the recording, it's not low blow. It's not low. It's on the belt line. But when you see Usyk reaction, it's his reaction is like it was low blow, you know, like it's not a body punch. So it's if he is you know, like a Hollywood actor, or is just you know, low blow, because it's different reaction when you get a body punch and when you get a low blow. So when I summarize everything, I think it was a low blow, but like I said, on the photos, it don't look like it's a low blow.
Well, you mentioned there that you're confident that you can beat Usyk. Now, you said there it's to throw a lot of punches, put pressure on him. Now, I know you don't want to look ahead to 2-3 fights ahead, but you said that you're not stepping aside for the money. You can make your money on the back end of beating Usyk. Now, the back end of beating Usyk is undisputed fight with Tyson Fury. Now, in your head, are you thinking Usyk and then Tyson Fury for the undisputed to make that millions and millions of money and plus fight for all the belts in world boxing?
Yeah, of course. It's not about money, you know. We're all gonna make enough money to make a living. I'm not. We're all gonna make enough money. It's not. It's for me. It's same. If you have 5 million or there, or 50 or 100, you know, you have enough for make a living. But it's about making a history, you know. I think there's a chance to make something special for the history books, you know, and that's my motivation. And if I beat Usyk, is definitely future Hall of Famer, you know, and to beat man like him, you know, I'll make a lot, you know, for me and for my family, and it will be in history forever.
Now, obviously, Tyson Fury's fighting Francis Ngannou, and his belt isn't on the line, so that WBC belt is going to be safe, even if Francis Ngannou by a miracle knocks Tyson Fury out. But I'm guessing you can't see Tyson Fury losing against Ngannou, can you?
I can see, but you never know in boxing, you know, and that's what I said. He has a scheduled fight, so they can't order unification, because if they order unification and he lose, he get knocked out by Ngannou, what happened next? You know, so he's not capable. They're not capable to order unification, and I don't see Ngannou beat him. But like I said, you never know in boxing. He's a big, big motherfucker, you know, and he's a strong guy.
Definitely. But Eddie Hearn said that if obviously with the fight against Usyk, and if the IBF do call for that fight, and when that letter does come through saying they ordered that fight between you and Usyk, Eddie says he wants it for December this year. You happy with that? You happy to go ahead and fight December this year? Usyk, where in the world would you like it if it isn't December? Where would you like to fight?
I'm ready to go, man. I'm now on vacation. On Monday, I start training again. Give me 12 weeks from Monday and I'm ready to go. So November, December, January, February, whenever.
Obviously, one final one for me, Philip, is I know that you've been in the VADA test. You've been tested by VADA. And there's a lot of emphasis now with drugs in the sport and the testing, and promoters needing to bring in additional testing like VADA and whatnot, because we've seen Dillian White, we've seen Robert Helenius and Conor Benn and Alicia Baumgardner, and fighters are getting caught now. And I think it was, is it Gus Kamato who beat Kaunaki? I can't remember his name. He's been caught as well.
Casamano, Casamano.
Costamano, that's, yeah. So when it does come time to fight, are you hoping that there is some proper testing and additional testing involved in your fight with Usyk?
Look, my opinion about that is that I can understand that some fighter go into the fight and he don't believe that he's strong enough to win, that he need to take something. I just can't believe, you know, for me it's unbelievable that some fighter thinks that he's not, you know, good enough and he need to take steroids. So for me it's totally, I never see that in my life. I never had any contact with that, And when I'm training, I just take few pills of vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin B, and whey proteins. So I'm not big in this stuff. So for me, it's totally strange that fighters go and do that. But for the ones who do that, they should. For me, I think they should be banned for like much longer periods, because they one day they drop the test and they fighting, like in half year or 1 year they fighting again. So they should be first time, maybe, I don't know, 1 year, 2 year, uh uh how you say, and then after, if they make a second time, then lifetime ban, from boxing, because you're going there fight someone, and if you take steroids and you go to fight someone, you can kill someone, you can damage someone. It's really like evil and sneaky, and it's really bad thing. You're going to fight someone and you take steroids, and you can kill someone in the ring, and that's really, I don't know why. Really, they should make bigger, longer bans and a lifetime bans from boxing for that.
Well said, definitely. And one final one from me, Philip, because I know you've done a few of these Zoom calls tonight, and you probably want to go and enjoy the rest of your vacation. So I do appreciate it, mate. Do you have a message for Usyk if he was watching this?
Usyk, I'm on vacation, but I'm thinking about you, and we'll meet soon, December or January, and I'll beat you. Sorry, man. Sorry. I'm the man to become an undisputed, not you. Sorry, man.
Well said, Philip. Listen, thank you so much for doing this for IFL TV, and enjoy the rest of your vacation, buddy, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
You to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,